Hey guys, Jenna's Wrestling here. Hope you're having a great day. Hope everybody's staying happy, healthy, and safe out there. Today's video is going to be focused on the four brands SmackDown, Raw, NXT, and NXT UK. And I'm going to highlight one match in particular that I think were possibly the top four matches of the week. And also, in terms of any moments or any interesting developments that I think should be focused on each of the four shows. So we're going to start with SmackDown, and we're going to, the match I want to focus on there, my favorite match of SmackDown, was Mansoor and Cesaro versus Los Lotharios, Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo. I'm a big fan of all four of these guys, so this match was this was going to be a win for me. It was a win for Lotharios, but it was going to be a win for the fans as well, because you have four extremely talented, entertaining wrestlers in there. So I really enjoyed that one. And following up with that, a moment that I want to kind of focus on, I really enjoyed the interaction between Jeff Hardy, Aaliyah, and Sami Zayn. That was the segment following this match. So if you want to focus on anything in SmackDown, I'd take away from those 2 hours, I'd give that segment a look. Heading over to Raw. First I want to start talking about the moment on Raw that was interesting to me. We're going to give a little bit of spotlight to the ladies here. I think it's very interesting. Of course, when a Survivor Series team, male or female, is picked, there's always going to be the ones that were left off of the team that are not happy about it. In this case, Doudrop has an issue with being left off of the women's team Raw for Survivor Series. Dana has an issue with it. The only legitimate complaint I see here, though, and honestly, and it's not just because I'm a huge fan of her, because I am a huge fan. I'm a fan of all of those women. I am a fan of Doudrop. I am a fan of Dana, but they don't have a valid case here. They just don't. They don't have a valid case. Nikki is tag team champions, I should say, with one of the women, Rhea Ripley, that made the Survivor Series team. So how do you let Rhea on the team and leave off Nikki? That makes no sense to me. I don't know where they're going with that. I'm not sure what the call was on that one, but it feels really weird to me. I feel terrible for Nikki there. I hope she ends up making it on the team somehow, maybe. I don't know, but that... Certainly interesting developments there, but we're going to turn our attention to the main event of Raw. I'm going to try and do the recap best I can here, because this is a whole lot to digest with everything that's been going on with Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, and Big E. It's very, very interesting stuff. These three have had a lot of interactions within the past few weeks, and they have been all very good not good, in terms of happy with each other, but they have been entertaining interactions. They have been fully executing their just genius and talent, and the promos have been good. The wrestling interaction has been good. Let me try and get to the top to bottom of what's been going on with all of these guys, just in case you watch the channel and you don't watch the Raws every single week. I know they're long, and I know there's a lot of wrestling out there, but that's why I wanted to do this particular video, just kind of highlighting bullet points, a couple, 2, 3, maybe even 4 things here and there, just a little piece of each episode that I feel is particularly noteworthy. So if you don't have time, you can get through all 4 shows in probably about an hour or so by just going into these highlights and skipping the fluff, which there's a lot of that as well. Okay, so with Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens, Kevin Owens and Big E had a match, and Seth Rollins came out. I believe I mentioned this stuff in my last video too, but we're just going to try and recap it real quick here, the best I can. Just doing it from memory right now, because I'm just trying to remember all that happened. I've had a long day. Okay, so Big E and Kevin Owens had a match. Seth Rollins interfered, but Kevin was promising up and down to Big E. I did not see that. I did not mean for him to interfere in our match. I did not mean for him to hit you. I did not see him hit you. I did not mean to capitalize on it, even though he did capitalize on it. And it did appear that he was aware of the interaction and Seth Rollins' interference in the match, which led to Kevin being pretty mad at Rollins for interfering, but also trying as hard as he possibly can to get Big E's forgiveness. Fast forward to this week, we have the match between Rollins and Kevin Owens with Big E at ringside. Now, Big E is still not forgiven Kevin Owens at this point. Kevin Owens is still saying, I'm sorry. Rollins is saying that Rollins came out before his match, and he was actually saying, you know what, I have to come clean about my part in all of this. I was in cahoots with Kevin Owens. Kevin knew about this. We had this planned out to cost Big E the win. Kevin and I were in on this. Big E, I just want to let you know that Kevin is lying to you. And Kevin's still saying he wasn't lying. Well, so basically how this one ended was there was an interaction with Big E on the outside, which cost Kevin making it back into the ring on time. In his match against Seth Rollins, Rollins wins via countout. And afterwards, this was just apparently the last straw for Kevin Owens as he attacked Big E after the match. But wow, is there a lot going on with these three, and it is very, very interesting. It's a very good story. And I think it would be kind of interesting because we're inclined to believe the face here, Kevin Owens, that I wasn't lying. I did not know he was going to interfere in the match. Seth Rollins comes out and says, you did know, you knew. But wouldn't it be interesting if Seth was the one telling the truth all along? I guess we'll see, because it appears there's new developments as Big O, remember that, guys? There's history with the New Day and Kevin Owens. If with Kevin attacking Big E post-match, let's see how this plays out next week. All right, let's move over to NXT. A few matches I want to mention right here that were really, really good. And then one that I think, stole the show. But there was a few good matches on NXT. I don't particularly think this was the strongest episode that they had, but, Imperium was on it. Always good stuff there. Their segment with Kyle O'Reilly talking about, well, maybe now I'll focus on this partnership with Von Wagner more, and maybe we'll go after the NXT tag team titles. Well, the funny thing with that is, Kevin, do you remember your track record against Imperium? Oh, wait, if Kyle, or anyone else out there wants to check the stats on that one, that is a big goose egg for Kyle O'Reilly. I'm sorry, guys, it's been a long day and I'm not redoing this video. If you even made it this far into the video, congratulations. Not my best stuff, I know, but we're going to power on through it. Kyle O'Reilly, he has never defeated Imperium. So, good luck with that, especially with Von Wagner. Andre Chase continues to be entertaining. Zion Quinn is going in a new direction. The guy just... This stuff with him and Elektra Lopez is really, really good. Because Zion Quinn, he's a great wrestler, and I always thought that about him, but now we're getting to see this personality. He just has this, raw, magnetic, just sexual, just chemistry and, tension with Elektra Lopez. And it's the two of they're really good at this segment. If you haven't checked out this stuff with the two of them, check out this past NXT or the week before. They're definitely teasing something going on with these two. There is a strong energy between them. We can all feel that. But it's just if Zion Quinn is willing to get down with a member of Legado. That's going to be the only issue there, stopping them. Okay, so on to the matches real quick. We had a few good ones. We had Grayson Waller versus LA Knight versus Solo Sikoa. Solo picked up the win here, which I think was great because they had the story of LA Knight and Grayson Waller kind of going at each other, kind of trying to one-up each other in the match. So I think this one pretty much went perfectly as it could. Creed Brothers versus Jacket Time, the team of Ike Manjiro and Kushida. I love this team. That's just fun, and it's the complete opposite of the Creed Brothers. Not that the Creed Brothers aren't fun. If you're a pure wrestling fan like I am, they are a ball to watch. I love them. Creed Brothers picked up the win. Again, 4 people I'm a fan of. Love this match. Good stuff. But the taking of the cake goes to Pete Dunne over Carmelo Hayes in your main event. I was excited with this one once it was announced initially because Carmelo Hayes on his own is fantastic. And then you put him in the ring with Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne elevates everybody he's always been in the ring with. Go back and try and find a mediocre even. Not even just a bad, a mediocre Pete Dunne match ever. You can't. All right, he's fantastic. He's next level, and he elevates everybody that he's in the ring with. So an already brilliant Carmelo Hayes versus Pete Dunne, awesome stuff. Love it. Dunne picks up the win there, which I'm really excited to see. NXT UK, just real quick, couple things, because we're going over 10 minutes, and I did not want to do that. Oh my god. Today is a hot mess, guys. No, it's not. It's just a mess. Nothing hot about it. Weather-wise, it's pretty warm for November. Anyways, NXT UK, Mako picks up the win against Jinny. But this match was just excellent, as I knew it would be. They're both fantastic wrestlers, but I've thought for a long time, Jinny is one of the most underrated female wrestlers in the entire company. If you have not seen Jinny's work, please go check her out over on NXT UK. She is amazing. Great submission wrestler. I love her. She's just, and the character couldn't be any better. I mean, this is the closest you are to your character without actually literally being your character. Nails it. It's high end, it's fashion, that's the character, but in ring, she is able to back up everything that comes out of her mouth. Great stuff. I've always loved me some Jinny. So, but yeah, she looked good in this match, but Mako retains. And the only other thing I want to touch on this episode, NXT UK, I think I have mentioned about Xia Brookside looking like she's turning heel before on this channel, and that I really wasn't quite there with understanding why they would do that with Xia. Didn't really make any sense to me. She just is so obviously a face. But man, this spoiled daddy's girl thing, I am on board with it. I'm seeing what is the saying? Seeing the forest through the trees with this one. I finally have. Sometimes you just gotta trust the process. So yeah, I'm in on Xia's heel turn. I'm good with it. It gets a thumbs up from me. I hope that you guys thumbs up like this video. I love you guys. Like, subscribe, view, share, all that stuff. Have a good night. And I'll see you next week. Love you. Bye. Mwah.